How does a hypothesis support inquiry? They refer to evidence already proven. They restate the thesis question. They are tentative answers to what is true or false. They provide body of literature. They are tentative answers to what is true or false. In order to protect participants on serious issues like use of drugs, researcher can adopt blank of respondents. Custody, anonymity, open testimony, subpoena, anonymity. For privileged communication, the researcher keeps blank of respondents under secrecy or anonymity. Data, answers, names, evidences. Names, which was committed by a researcher who repackaged information for vested interest, example mocked up Tossa Day cave dwellers. Deception, misuse of information, break trust in confidentially, violate anonymity. Deception. When social researchers speak out the truth on social issues, they perform the role of scientific blank. Journalism, experts, writers, commentators, experts. Which term is used for researchers predisposed to arriving at the same conclusion for a series of researches on the same topic. Labeling, time dimension, reductionism, echoing. Reductionism. Which did researcher Anna conduct on kinds of worship among similar Christian groups? Trend, cross-sectional, cohort, longitudinal, cohort. Which type of study and researcher Pete conduct on the popular use among millennial youths of Facebook accounts? Cohort, trend, longitudinal, cross-sectional, trend. Inquiry on public sentiment for Gray's lesbians from 1960s to 2000s is blank study. Trend, cross-sectional, longitudinal, cohort, longitudinal. Inquiry on legalization of marijuana getting data from the doctors, parents, teachers, churches, etc. is blank research. Nomothetic, ideographic, non-spurious. Complete causation. Ideographic. What is the unit studies about churches, colleges, agencies, Army Navy? Social interactions. Individuals. Social artifacts. Organizations. Organizations. A researcher committed blank fallacy by concluding that young voters due to their age voted for young candidates. Ecological. Branding. Time dimension. Reductionist. Ecological. Participants in a research should not be forced to reveal sensitive personal information, example sexual behavior, because they have the right to blank. Protection from harm. Informed consent. Coercion. Privacy. Privacy. Participants may be willing to be interviewed, but there should the right of blank need to be ensured by telling them the nature of a specific research. Non-coercion. Informed consent. Privacy. Protection from harm. Informed consent. Participants not willing to be interviewed for a research should not be subjected to blank such that they become reluctant respondents. Coercion. Harm. Ignorance. Public disclosure. Coercion. As a researcher, you employ the inductive approach? Which do you do? Generate new theory emerging from the data and then test the validity of the theory. Test the validity of the theory. Generate new theory emerging from the data. The validity of the theory, then come up with conclusion. Generate new theory emerging from the data. What is expected of the researcher in the methods, procedure part of the research? 1. Describes what she, he did, how she, he did it. 2. Gives strategies, sample calculations. 3. Describes tools and instruments. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3. 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3. Why does a researcher do a literature review? 1. To survey the current state of knowledge in the area of inquiry. 2. To identify key authors, articles, theories, and findings in the area of research. 3. To identify gaps in knowledge in that research area. 1 and 2. 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. You should like to research in academic problems met by indigenous peoples' children in your school. Which sampling will you use? No sampling. Stratified sampling. Purposive sampling. Random sampling of all school children. Purposive sampling. Which statements on ethnography are true? 1. Ethnography is a highly approach to the study of cultural systems. 2. Ethnography is the study of the socio-cultural contexts, processes, and meanings within cultural systems. 3. Ethnography is an open-ended emergent learning process, and not a rigid investigator-controlled experiment. 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2. 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Which statements on ethnography are true? 1. Ethnography is a high flexible and creative process. 2. Ethnography is an interpretive, reflexive, and constructivist process. 3. Ethnography requires the daily. 2 and 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Which kind of data includes descriptive field notes, narration of informants, myths, stories, song and sagas as gathered by anthropologists? 1. Qualitative data. 2. Quantitative data. 3. Inferential data. 2 only. 3 only. 1 only. 1, 2, and 3. 2 only. In my research, I use basic classical ethnographic field methods. Which ones do I use? 1. Observations. 2. Asking questions. 3. Interpretation. 4. Participant observation. 1, 2, and 3. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If a design for evaluating a community support program is being evaluated for its relevance, what is the most significant question to consider? Does the range of information to be provided include all the important aspects of the program? Does the information to be provided adequately serve the evaluation needs of the intended audiences? Is the information to be provided timely enough to be use of the audiences? Does the intended evaluation strictly follow ethical principles? Does the information to be provided adequately serve the evaluation needs of the intended audiences? How does one avoid bias when administering a teacher questionnaire to determine the pulse on a new performance evaluation system? Give priority to those who volunteer to fill out the questionnaire. Make sure the sample of what you will measure is most likely to present varied opinions. Select sample from those getting high performance ratings. Exclude as respondents teachers who are 60 or over. Make sure the sample of what you will measure is most likely to present varied opinions. Please subscribe to this channel to be more update and like this video. Thanks for watching.